Hello, 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 and welcome back to Mondays with Matt. The theme of today's show is the miracle of momentum. My name is Matt Shaffer. I am a transformational speaker and coach for women. I coach women around empowerment, connection, relationship, and just really help them step deeper into who they are and what their purpose is. I love my work. It makes me so happy to do it every day for my clients and my students, and I'm very, very grateful. And this is my weekly show, Mondays with Matt, my weekly show on personal development, relationships, love, connection, transformation, emotional intelligence, leadership, all the stuff that I'm passionate about, and I'm learning about it in real time and sharing it with you every week. And for those of you watching on YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel. So happy to have you here. Take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and click the link in the comments or caption for some amazing stuff that I've created just for you. The miracle of momentum. Why would I characterize it that way? Why do you think I would characterize momentum as a miracle? What is it about momentum that makes it such a powerful, profound, transformational force in our life, or simultaneously an incredibly destructive force in our life? Here's the thing, momentum can be a miracle, or momentum can be a mess. Can y'all relate to me there? Give me a 1, right? So let's talk about the nature of momentum and how it relates to our lives. Please let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what is the role that momentum has played in your life? Because I can speak to it very specifically, how momentum has played a role in my own life and in my own journey. But I want to hear from you, because honestly, for me, my relationship with momentum has created massive success for me at some points in my life, and has also nearly killed me at other points in my life, right? Because momentum doesn't have a polarity. Like, momentum is not necessarily positive and it's not necessarily negative. What momentum means is what begins moving in a certain direction will have a tendency to continue to move in that direction, and it will have a tendency to accelerate. Right? Especially the more that we focus on it, the more that we make decisions, the more that we take actions that are in alignment with a result we've already gotten, we're going to start building momentum in that direction. Does that make sense? So we want to be very conscious about momentum, because tell me if you can relate to this. Isn't it easy to build bad momentum? Right? To build momentum around things we don't want. To build momentum about things that are out of alignment with who we want to be and where we want to go with our lives. Can y'all relate to that? Because that's the thing, like, we have to really be conscious of the momentum we're building so that our momentum doesn't start just flying off in a rough direction. Because how many of y'all can relate to getting to a place in your life where you look around, all of a sudden you're not paying attention, and you're like, where the hell am I? How did I get here? Like, you're in a relationship that's a complete mess and is not what you want. You have a job that you really don't want. You're broke, and you've never been broke before. You're not happy. Can you relate to that? What happened in that situation is you built up a significant amount of unaligned momentum, right? Of momentum in a negative, contractive direction. And what we want to focus on is building positive momentum, building expansive momentum, momentum that leads to expansion, not momentum that leads to contraction and breakdown and collapse. So what does this look like? So, like, say for example, so how did you get into that rough space, right? If you built some negative momentum and all of a sudden you end up with these massive negative results in your life, like you're in a terrible relationship, yada yada, it means that you built negative momentum. It means that you probably had, some beliefs, right? That there's not that many good men out there, that I need to settle for whatever's available for me, or that all men are cheaters, or all men are liars, or whatever. Like, you had some beliefs, and then you started making decisions in alignment with those beliefs, and momentum started to build, because as we make decisions in alignment with beliefs that do not serve us, we're going to start getting those results. And the more results we get, that's going to reinforce the beliefs, and it's going to lead to us making more decisions That's how momentum builds, right? And before you know it, you've got you dropped a little snowball up on the top of the hill, and as it rolled down, it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it became an avalanche of negative momentum, right? And that's what we want to avoid. So what's the alternative? The alternative is we get to build positive momentum in our lives. We get to build positive momentum because positive momentum is like this magical force. Once you start to build it, it kind of takes on a life of its own. So step one here is to look at your life and ask yourself, what momentum have I created right now? What direction am I moving in? Is it a positive direction? Is it an expansive direction? Does it feel good to be heading the way that I am heading? Which way do I have momentum? That's part one of the MAT challenge, okay? Just look at your life and ask yourself, is the momentum I have created, is it serving me? And if the answer is no, then we get to look at changing our momentum in our lives. Not just now, but anytime we feel momentum starting to pick up in a direction that's not serving us. So how can we create positive momentum in our lives? What do you think? What are some great ways we can create positive momentum in our lives and for ourselves? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to shift momentum, right? I think one of the first keys to shifting momentum is to not try to do it all at once. To take a deep breath and be willing to be patient. Because remember, momentum builds over time. So usually by the time that we've noticed that our momentum is heading in the wrong direction, especially if we're not looking for it, it's already moving pretty fast. It's like if a car is already rolling, think about it. Think about if a car is starting to roll down a hill and if you get to it very, very, very early, like right after it starts rolling, you're able to stop that car real easily, right? Just with your hand. But imagine if that car rolls down a hill for 30 seconds or a minute, it's going like 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. If you try to stand in front of it, you're gonna get smushed. So if you have a lot of momentum built in a direction that you don't want to be going in, don't try to just slam on the brakes and stop it all at once because you're gonna skid out. It's not gonna be pretty. Have you ever tried to do that? Have you ever just said, oh my God, I'm going in the wrong direction. I'm just gonna blow up everything and start over. It doesn't work that way. You wanna work your way out of negative momentum by becoming consistently committed to a different direction. Consistent commitment to another direction and taking consistent steps, consistent small steps every day towards that direction is kind of how you just begin to turn the tide, right? Bring the ship around. You're looking to shift momentum gradually and incrementally in a new direction. Does that make sense? Give me one if you can connect with this. Over here, Dawn says positive thoughts, which lead to good alignment. Exactly, Dawn, exactly. Positive thoughts are one of the initial key steps to creating positive alignment, right? We want to start thinking positive things. We want to work on our mindset. We want to work on our thinking. And a lot of times, our momentum that we've created that is not serving us is all rooted in our negative thoughts and beliefs. So identifying those and starting to shift those, like for a relationship, instead of saying, there's not that many good men out there, so if I get someone who's okay, I just have to settle for them. Or, all men are cheaters and liars, and this guy isn't cheating or lying to me about anything big, so I should give him another shot. Or I'm not worthy of being in love with someone who's really high value, or I'm never gonna find somebody. Those sort of thoughts, those sort of beliefs, those lead to the actions that are gonna build us momentum in toxic relationships or not being in a relationship at all. So we get to shift out of that space and really change our thinking, rewire the way that we're thinking about relationships so we can start building momentum in a different direction. Right? Start thinking and really acknowledging and feeling for yourself that I am worthy of a great relationship, that there are plenty of great men out there, great women out there, great people out there, lots of great potential partnerships out there. There isn't just one person available for me. There's a spectrum of people, and those people are always going to be a mirror for my relationship with myself. So how do I get to become more conscious of my relationship with myself? I'm not sure there's anything that's going to be more deeply tied to the flow of momentum in your life than for you to look at yourself and ask yourself, how do I feel about who I am? How do I talk to myself? How do I treat myself? Do I treat myself like someone that I love? That's going to be one of the biggest keys to you creating positive momentum in your life, is to look at the way that you see and treat yourself, the way you see and treat other people, and then the decisions you make from that space, the setting of boundaries, the positive self-talk, the positive self-practices, and doing that consistently every day. That's the magic. That's where all this stuff comes together in a really powerful way, is when you are consistently eating the right things, taking care of yourself, dating people who are worthy of your time and attention, setting boundaries with people in relationship, letting go of people that no longer serve you. When you start doing that, you're taking daily, consistent action that is in alignment with your positive view and understanding of who you are. And the more decisions you make in alignment with this new positive snowball that you've dropped, the more momentum it gains. The more speed it gains, the bigger it becomes. It reinforces itself over time. And that's the key to momentum, is to understand that your decisions and your actions, they build and they build and they build and they accelerate. So if you're able to truly understand and acknowledge and embrace and step into the fact that you are worthy of being loved, that you are worthy of being happy, that you are worthy of being fulfilled, and the decisions you make every day from the moment you get up to the moment you go to sleep are in reinforcing that, are in alignment with that. Even sometimes you may not feel that great, you're still going to tell yourself every day, I'm not going to try to, roll a snowball down the wrong side of the hill. I'm not going to, even if I'm not feeling great, I'm not going to start making decisions that are in alignment with that other way that I was going before. So what are some keys to momentum, right? What are some keys to building momentum? Consistency is one that we've already talked about. Being consistent, because that's the way you build momentum, is by staying in alignment and being consistent with what it is that you are up to, okay? That's a huge one. Being patient, another huge key to alignment. Being patient is a key to momentum. Because it's going to take time. It's going to take time to turn that car around. Don't try to stop your momentum when you're rolling down the hill at 100 miles an hour. Just recognize that you want to turn this wheel, that you want to turn the car, and slowly start changing your thoughts, right? Lay one brick at a time. Change momentum one day at a time, one thought at a time, one decision at a time. So be patient and be gentle with yourself in this process. Don't go into beat up about the fact that your life magically doesn't change all at once when you choose a different path, okay? Because I'll tell you, I had a lot of negative momentum, a lot of contracted momentum built up in my life by the time I hit 30 or 31. I had a career as a lawyer that was a quote-unquote failure. I didn't enjoy it. I walked away from that career. Then I had a restaurant for 5 years. That was it was a very tough experience, right? I owned and operated a restaurant. I went through a period of drug addiction during that time. And I basically woke up in my sleep, ODing on Oxycontin, like not being able to breathe. And I realized in that moment, oh my God, I have built up a lot of negative momentum in my life. How the hell did I get here? It's time to change my life. But at that moment, in that moment, I realized that there were a lot of steps that it was going to take me to alter the course and change the course of my life. This wasn't going to be an overnight process. This was going to take time, but all I needed to do was take the first step and take the second step. So the first step I took was I stopped doing drugs. I was sick for 2 months. Whatever, it didn't matter. It was just time to stop. So I stopped doing drugs. I, went and started working on myself. I worked on my health. I started rebuilding my body. That's another important aspect of momentum, is focusing on the next step. I'm not saying don't have your vision of where you want to end up, but recognize that the key to getting in momentum is just focusing on the next step and being patient with yourself and consistently taking step after step after step after step. Another important component of momentum is having faith, trusting the process, recognizing that it's okay if you don't know what all the steps are going to be. It's okay if you don't know, the full extent of the journey, or even where it may take you. Where your journey of building positive momentum may take you may be unrecognizable from what you initially think it's going to be. I couldn't have predicted that my life would end up where it is now. I had no idea. But over time, I just kept putting one foot in front of the other with faith and trusting myself. Are you able to trust yourself right now? Are you able to believe in who you are and believe that no matter what happens, no matter where you go, that it is here to serve you? Once we recognize that our momentum in our life isn't where we're at, the MAT challenge is the first step of the MAT challenge is to acknowledge, okay, my momentum's not going where I want it to go. Then the next step is to look at what kind of momentum do I want to create. Step 2 is where do I want myself to flow? Where do I want all of my decisions and all of my actions and everything to flow out of? And step into that. Commit to creating positive momentum in your life and then practice these principles that we've talked about. Practice consistency. Practice patience. Practice self-love. Don't commit to having a great relationship, a healthy, expansive relationship with somebody and letting go of all those beliefs and all those patterns of, there are no good men out there and all men are scum or whatever your old story was. Don't commit to letting go of that and then have one bad experience and just run right back, right? You have anybody in your life like that who has one bad date and then it just reinforces their whole their whole old narrative that they had in their head? You can't have one bad date and then just abandon your commitment to positive momentum. You got to be consistent and you got to be patient with yourself and you have to trust the process. Are you with me? And if you can do this, right? If you can acknowledge the momentum you've created in your life that's no longer serving you, not try to change it all at once, but just be patient and just commit to changing it one day at a time, one decision at a time, one thought at a time, one belief at a time, and then just moving in another direction towards a new goal with new feelings. You will, over time, create momentum. The hardest steps will be in the beginning. Okay, I just want to reinforce that. The toughest part of shifting your momentum is the early stage because you've built up so much momentum going in another direction. Does that make sense? Look at this momentum that you've created, be patient with yourself, start turning the car around, and eventually you will be gaining speed and you'll feel it. How do you know you've created momentum? It'll feel like the universe is conspiring to support you. It'll feel like all the people and all the components of everything you need to get what you want just start flowing into your life. You become a manifester. Things just start, synchronicities start to happen. Everything just starts to come into place for you. And as everything starts to flow into your life in exactly the way and exactly the amount that you want, because you're trusting it and you're moving forward in alignment with who you know yourself to be and what you know you want to create, you start to gain speed. Things start to flow. You start to build momentum. And you know what happens then? Life gets fun. It stops being struggle. It stops being a pushing, forcing process. Dates are fun. You're not outcome dependent. You're free. You've let go of it needing to be a certain way. You become a magnet for what you want. Magnets don't reach out and grab the things that they want. The things that magnets are connected to with polarity are drawn to them, are sucked into them. That's the kind of momentum that you want. You want magnetic momentum for the love that you want, for the relationship that you want, for the life that you want. And it all comes from within you. No person, no job, no experience, nothing can create that for you. And that is beautiful that that's the case. Nobody's here to save you from your life, rescue you from your life. You are the sole creator of your reality. You are the creator of all the momentum in your life. Be in ownership of that. Embrace your power and realize that no matter where you're at and no matter how much momentum you may have created in a direction that does not feel good to you, you can at any moment transform your entire life by making one decision. The decision to evolve and to shift your momentum in another direction. Transformation happens in an instant. It happens the instant you decide and declare to yourself that this is no longer a life that serves and supports you. In that moment where you look around and say, I want something better for myself. I want to feel better. I want a better relationship. I want a better career. I want a better relationship with my body. I want a better relationship with my mind. I want to talk to myself in a different way. The instant you make that decision and you back it up with, and I am willing to do and be and operate from whatever it's going to take to shift my momentum. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how much it scares me to let go of that old story, it's worth it. Your life is worth it. You are worth it. You are worthy of having beautiful, powerful, expansive, positive momentum in your life. Because I'll tell you, the first step for me was recognizing that my life, the momentum I had created in my life, was going to kill me if I didn't change. And it kills a lot of people, the sort of momentum I had. Resentment, self-loathing, addiction, death. That's how it goes. That is that momentum track for so many people. But I chose a different path. And one step at a time, I did the dirty work. I did the uncomfortable work of changing the momentum in my life without knowing where it was going to lead me. And now look at where I'm at. It's incredible, the shifts that have happened in my life. And the more that I move forward, the more forces, the more people, the more opportunities open for me, the more everything's just flowing into my life. I'm flying to LA today to go to the a YouTube summit called Vid Summit. I didn't even know I was going to be doing this 2 weeks ago. I didn't know that I was going to have a 12,000 subscriber YouTube channel, or 11,000 subscriber YouTube channel a month ago. Hell, but on my birthday, I had 1,000 subscribers, and I was ecstatic about having 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then one video took off, boom, huge burst of momentum. But the only reason that momentum happened is because I was consistent and disciplined in creating content. I was consistent about incrementally putting stuff out there, and you'll feel it. That's the last thing I want to tell you about momentum, is you will feel it when it hits. You will feel that positive momentum. You will feel that spark when you start getting pulled in a powerful, beautiful new direction. And then your only job is to have faith, trust yourself, and keep moving towards it. Are you with me? Are you committed to doing this? Give me a 1. Because that relationship, that love that you want, it is waiting for you right now. That incredible abundance that you want in your life. The abundance of money, the abundance of passion, the abundance of fun and fulfillment and joy and freedom. It's waiting for you right now. And once you start moving towards it, you will be getting pulled into it. And before you know it, your life will be unrecognizable from where it was. 6 months ago, I did not have a YouTube channel. Now I have 1 million views on YouTube. That is inconceivable to me. And I want to thank all of you who have been a part of it. All of you who have been such inspiring members of my tribe and members of my community, this incredible new community that we've created together. You were such a huge part of my life and my process. I'm so deeply appreciative of you for being a part of my journey. Because now we all have momentum together and we're building something really special and really unique. This is something that I dreamed about years ago, but now it's real. And I feel that momentum in my heart, and I feel it in my life. And my job is to relax, trust it, and to move forward and flow with it just on a day-to-day basis. And you get to do that too. To bring this sort of full circle, you have a tremendous capacity to create momentum in your life. And your momentum can lead you to the relationship of your dreams, the love you've been craving forever, mind-boggling passion, and abundance and fulfillment and joy and freedom. If you say so, if you choose to begin building your momentum in that direction, one turn at a time, one decision at a time, one thought at a time. So no matter where you're at, recognize that, own that, and commit to building expansive momentum for yourself. Are you with me? Give me a 1. And for all of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and click the link in the comment or captions for some amazing training that I've created just for you. okay? It's gonna change your life, I promise. Lots of love to y'all, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you next week on Mondays with Matt. Bye-bye.